Right, I recently stumbled across a video which was a debate between Charlie Kirk and a student from Cambridge, and here's what this guy had to say.
So if we look at the Old Testament in isolation, just to start off with as an example, so let's look at Exodus 35:2, which suggests that if you work on the Sabbath, you should be put to death. If you look at Leviticus 11:7, it suggests that if you have pork, you should be put to death. If you wear a suit, which you are wearing now, that contains two different fibers intertwined into the same jacket, you should be burned at the stake by your own mother. Now, following that rationale, in Leviticus 18:22, and it states that man shall not sleep with man, why aren't we burning ourselves at the stake as well?
Now, I'm not really here to discuss necessarily the merits of gay marriage, but I do want to discuss what this guy was actually saying, because I do think it comes from a fundamental misunderstanding of what the Bible actually teaches. The best place to start is to understand where the word testament comes from. It actually has the same origin as the word covenant, because the Old Testament refers to the Old Covenant, which was made between God and Abraham and his descendants. This Old Covenant is imperfect because it was made for imperfect people who did not know the fullness of God. However, the Old Covenant ends with Jesus, because when Jesus arrives, the fullness of God is revealed, and as such, a new covenant is established, which is everlasting and eternal. The only part of the Old Covenant which still needs to be followed under the New Covenant is the moral laws. On the other hand, the Jewish ceremonial laws, which is what this guy is referring to when he's quoting from Exodus or Leviticus, do not have to be followed. Things which he quoted from, such as having two pieces of cloth on his clothes, not eating pork, or even other practices like circumcision. These do not have to be followed under the New Covenant, which is why not every Christian is circumcised. Back to marriage. Why is it different from the rest? Well, the difference here is that marriage is defined in the New Testament, Matthew chapter 19, verse 4 and 5. And I quote, "And he said to them in response, have you not read that he who made man from the beginning made them male and female? And he said, for this reason, a man shall separate from father and mother, and he shall cling to his wife, and these two shall become one flesh." As such, through this definition in the New Testament, the definition of marriage is therefore eternal and everlasting according to the Bible. The question still stands. Would you be in favor or against gay marriage? Well, that's a debate for another time, but at least you now know the facts.